Hey guys, welcome to another episode of The Running Journey. This is episode 171 for, May 28th, 2026. This is a great episode, our longest episode ever. It is the full race recap for the Suffer on the Centennial. Not gonna lie, a lot of carnage out there, a lot of carnage. It was a bit of a battle. Three of us on this episode. I spent the weekend in Falcon Lake with Todd Friesen, friend of the pod, and obviously my brother, Charlie. And we went hard at this race. The first part of this episode, the first half hour or so, is us kind of last minute prepping the episode. The next chunk is Charlie and I and Todd doing a recap, and then Todd and I doing our recap at the end. So I do want to give a couple shout outs. Congrats to Richard Farthing Nickel for winning, Davis Gilbert second, and our buddy RG Ryan Giuliano, friend of the pod, third place. Congrats. Carolyn Mills from Chilliwack won. But our other friend, Caroline Fisher, congrats. Second place on the women's side, and a great time, by the way, 12 hours. That is, I can't tell you guys how unbelievable that time is. This is this is not for the faint of heart, this race. I'm admitting that it's hard. This race is very, very hard. So a couple other shout outs here. Z Zane, congrats. I finished, you're going to hear about it in the episode, so I'm not going to spoil it, but it didn't go as well as we thought it would. Let's put it that way. And a lot of DNFs out there. Really, really special episode, I think, and we appreciate all the support. So thankful. Oh, I got to give a shout out to Jody Cornwall from Cooks Creek. She told me she listens to the podcast. She was the last finisher, 17 hours and 57 minutes. Crazy. Congrats, Jody. I saw you out there. Great to see you. This community is something special. So anyways, enough about me talking. This is our recap episode, Suffer on the Centennial, 100 kilometers of pure torture in the Great Canadian Shield. Enjoy, guys. It's a good one. Okay, we're on our way to Falcon Lake. I'm in a car right now with my brother, Charlie, and I also have a special guest. This guy has never been on the podcast. No, I'm kidding. He's always on the podcast. It's Todd Friesen.
Yeah.
Todd, good to have you.
Thank you.
So we've been talking about this race the whole way down. We're just outside of Richer, Manitoba, on our way towards Falcon Lake. And I just told these guys, can we just record a little bit of this? Because this would have been a great episode. So we're going to put this on. This will be kind of the pre. I know you've had a pre-episode already with Ryan Giuliano. But this is like us kind of freaking out about the race in real time. And we're just going to do a little bit of this. And then we're going to try to record a post. Hopefully, maybe after the race, the night of, tomorrow night. Anyways, we will figure that part out. That's not your job. We were just talking about shoes. We're talking about hydration. We're talking about our strategy for pacing. Todd and I and Charlie have been on a group chat. Lots of topics. Can I ask you guys first about your pace? Okay, let's address them in order. Let's talk about your pacing plan first. Charlie, have you thought about that? And then I'll pass it to Todd.
Yeah, so I'm going to go off vibes, like Ryan Giuliano said. But not really. I won't go off vibes. I'm going to try this method of really controlling how fast I go at the beginning by looking at my, I know I hate using heart rate, but what I'm going to do is go really, really conservative. And every hour I'm going to hit the button. And the first hour I want to be 115 heart rate.
Well, this is new. We've not talked about this.
115 heart rate, and then every hour I'm going to allow myself, or I'm going to try to hit that exact number, so 118 for the next hour, so that by the end I'm doing 140, 150, and I know that end part will be hard, but it's more the beginning part where I'm limiting myself by that heart rate.
You might have to walk for some of that to get that heart rate.
It's going to be mostly walking.
Okay, yeah. Awesome. And how did you pick those numbers?
It's how hard, based on like how hard 150 or 160 feels, and my experience, like when that number feels harder in a longer race. So basically capping it out based on like 15 hours, so 15 times 3 is 45, so like basically 160 at the end if I take 15 hours.
All right, so you want to move by 3 beats per hour the whole day.
Yeah.
And you're hoping that
I mean, it's more for like the first, like, let's say 8 hours where I want to be really strict on that. And then at the end, I'll just go on.
So I think in this way, you're going to make sure you're not kind of blowing up or whatever.
It's really to force myself to not go really save for the end, yeah.
How about you, Todd?
Yeah, I'm thinking about maybe 8-minute kilometers on average, but I'm not really targeting it. It's just like that's kind of like that maybe a reasonable expectation I have to finish around 13, 14 hour time frame. So I think 8-minute kilometers was about the pace I needed to do that. I tested it out last week on Monday, just to like on the new Falcon Trail, just to see like
You did?
Yeah, no, it was good. I was like I did about 18 kilometers on the new east side of the Falcon Trail there, and it was amazing. It was a really amazing trail.
So you're the only one of us that has done that piece for sure.
Yeah, possibly. It's brand new this year, and I met Christian Andres on the trail there. He was helping maintain the trail after the windstorm, and it's like.
Did he have a chainsaw?
Yeah, he had a chainsaw. Yeah,
good.
And a bicycle. So yeah, no, it was.
The old chainsaw on a bicycle, eh?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I see the running part, like the running trail section, like the running path is really nice. Like it's a good path, but it's a hard trail still. It's like lots of elevation gain. I think I did 500 meters over 18 kilometers, so it's a tough track.
Okay, but just to be clear, it is a track though, right? It's not like gravel. It's not like granite. Like it's an actual like a quad trail. How would you describe it?
It's a wide trail, so it's definitely very runnable. Just the grade is the one consideration that I probably will walk up especially that late in the race. I'll probably be walking up some of these hills. But
I also plan on walking the uphill parts. Yeah,
I did that last year, and I felt horrible, obviously. But I walked the uphill parts on the second 50K last year. And I couldn't run up them. And the uphill parts were way less on the west side than they're going to be on the east side. So I think that's a great strategy. Okay.
What's your pacing plan?
I don't know, man. I should probably figure that out. I was kind of thinking I want to win this thing, right? So like the idea... I gotta go.
Scott Dodds, find
I was thinking just staying with Scott Dodds, or maybe just a little bit ahead of Ryan, No, I'm definitely not doing that. I am just I want to just enjoy my day. So what does that mean? Obviously, last year you texted me, Todd. You're like, whoa, Rob, you went out way too fast last year. Yeah, I know. I went out way too fast. I was doing 5:30s, I think, or 6-minute kilometers. Not going to be doing that. Maybe it's a combination of heart rate. So I don't know why you're so opposed to checking your heart rate as a barometer, Charlie. I know you've always kind of not believed that that's a useful. I've found it.
Well, so here's my explanation: is I think my experience in marathons is I just know how I'm supposed to feel, and if I look at the heart rate, like the reading might not be accurate, whatever, it might impact me in a negative way as opposed to just. I have way more experience in a marathon to do it by feel, but here I can't, right?
Yeah, so you're open to it here, and you're going to use it, and I think it's a great idea. I did that 50K run a couple weeks back, and it was no problem for the first 40K. I was just cruising along 120 heart rate. It was like the easiest day ever, and all of a sudden in the 5th hour, my heart rate started slowly drifting, and I finished at 145. Same pace. I didn't change my pace. I was running 6-minute kilometers. So that tells me that there's zero chance I could have finished at 6-minute kilometers 100K, obviously. But it's crazy how quickly it started going up at the end there. So I guess I'm not in great shape for that distance. So I know I can't do that effort. And a 6-minute effort on this is probably a 7 and change. And I can't even do that. So maybe it needs to be 7 and change. Maybe it needs to be 7:15, 7:30. I don't know. I'm going to largely kind of play it by ear, which is probably not what I should be doing. Or maybe I'll figure it out tonight. But I'm going to do some sort of combination of heart rate and rough pacing.
The other thing on heart rate, though, that it makes it more usable in this situation, or more useful, is that because the terrain changes all the time, right? You can't really rely on a pace, because you're going to be climbing and you're going to be going down. But at the same time, like, you won't be able to run the same pace all the time, right?
No, and don't get me wrong, there are definitely parts you could run on that granite, and we got shoes now, Charlie? Maybe we should talk about that real quick. So there will be parts that are runnable, and we were just kind of, before we were recording, I should have just recorded. I should have just gotten this car with Todd and Charlie, pressed record on my phone, because like the second we got into the car, Charlie started talking to me about the race, and I'm like, this is great podcast material. Then we talked about the Canadians for a bit. How fun are they? Anyways, let's talk about these shoes. I got to tell this quick story. So you guys heard last episode, Ryan Giuliano talked about Norda 005s. I go to shout out to Big Sky on Tuesday, the day we recorded the episode. I walk into there and she goes, I'm like, I need Norda 005. She's like, you're the second Tatro to come here in the last hour and buy those shoes. Yeah. Charlie and I bought the same shoes on the same day from the same store at the same time. I guess we're brothers.
What color are yours?
I don't know. She gave me a box and
You didn't even try them on?
No. I tried them on. I think they're white.
Yeah, same as mine.
Okay,
maybe
they're white.
They just come in white. I don't know.
And she warned me.
She warned me they might get messy. I'm like, yeah, I know.
She used the same jokes on both of us. I've not worn them yet. Should I have worn them? I'm going to wear them for a 100K race tomorrow, and I haven't worn them.
You're wearing them? Yeah, I did a run with them. I did one run with them.
Yeah, they felt good. Shoes nowadays, you don't have to worry about that. So I'm wearing those. My backups are my Lone Peak Ultras. Charlie, what are you doing tomorrow for shoes?
Haven't decided if I'm going with the Nordas yet. I do have Nike Zagamas, which I know are real comfortable for me and have good grip. So I'm debating between those two. So
I would have worn my most comfortable shoes on the planet, but I lent them out to someone for a backyard that they were running, and I haven't gotten them back. How about you, Todd?
Yeah, I'm gonna use the Hoka Speed Goats tomorrow. And I've actually two pairs of Speed Goats, one with Gore-Tex and one without Gore-Tex. But after some chats with ChatGPT, it's like the Gore-Tex is not the way to go for this kind of race, even if it's wet. And you don't want, if you want that breathability, you don't want a booter and have that water stuck in your shoe.
Yeah. Joel was telling me, shout out to Joel Taze, he'll be there tomorrow. He was telling me, like, when it's wet like this, he feels bad for the people that wear Gore-Texes because they can't come out. He organized a bunch of these races. The water just stays there, and guys are taking their shoes off and they're dumping it.
Well, I guess that's what Ryan was saying yesterday. He was like, get shoes that are breathable.
Breathable.
Yeah.
And that's what we got, hopefully?
Well, he recommended them for us.
So if the day doesn't go well, Ryan, just be clear.
Blame. No, I'm just kidding.
We know who to blame. No, it's a joke, Ryan. If it doesn't go well, maybe it's because I've never run trail runs. Maybe. Who knows? Okay, so we got the shoes figured out. What about drop bags? Are you guys gonna? I forgot. I wanted to prep my drop bags, and I wanted to buy Rice Krispie squares, and I wanted to buy Snickers. Maybe I could still do that tonight in Falcon Lake.
Yeah, the store might not be open, but
details. What were you gonna ask me?
Did you try out your? So I also bought the soft bottles. What do you call them?
Collapsible flasks?
Yeah.
I tried them last year, and I've done them on long runs, and I know they work for me, and I like them.
So I did a practice run today with them, and they feel good.
Remember, guys, Charlie's the guy who was practicing grabbing bottles off tables by himself on the bike. And I'm not chirping. I think it's great, but he's preparing. Okay, so
But to be fair, like, I don't know why I'm preparing so much. Like, I guess I just don't want to die. Is really, because I just want to make it to the end. That's why.
Are you worried about the time? I was last year. I'll be honest.
No,
not at the start.
Like, you mean making the cutoff?
Yeah, 18 hours or whatever it is.
I'm a little worried, but that's why I'm going very conservative to start. So yeah, we'll see.
Okay, before we get to what I got to address this cutoff thing, because the Montreal Canadiens are playing tomorrow night, race day. What is it, a 6 p.m. start, right? Or is it a 7 p.m. start?
I think it's a 6 p.m. start.
Yeah, which means we have 12 hours to finish the race in order to catch the hockey game.
I won't finish it in 12 hours.
Can you finish it in 15 so that you catch the third period?
Maybe. Probably not.
Todd is checking the game time as we check. Okay, so I've decided I'm going to wear this vest with my collapsible flask and one in the back pocket. Charlie, are you wearing a vest, or are you going to do your little belt thing?
No vest. So I think I've got everything. I'll be able to fit everything in the belt that I bought at Big Sky. 3 bottles, all my gels. I'm going to carry 12 gels at a time.
12 gels at a time. You know they have drop spots.
Yeah, I'm going to do 36 gels. That's my whole nutrition.
You're going to do 36
That's
gels?
all I'm doing. 36 gels.
Come on, dude.
That's my nutrition.
Todd, how do we feel about that?
That or what?
You do 36 gels.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Oh, wow.
Gels never fail.
Yeah, for 4 hours, for 3 hours maybe.
Like I need a whole box there to do more than a box.
That's an expensive day.
Well, we'll see. I mean, maybe I'll get more chips at the aid stations. We'll see.
Okay, at the aid stations, they're going to have boiled potatoes. They're going to have quesadillas. They're going to have whatever else.
I'll crush a quick quesadilla, and then we'll go.
Okay, I just think you're going to, I don't know, you'll do it. You'll set your mind to it. I just think it'll be rough at the end to get those gels down.
So my experience at the Backyard Ultra, which I don't have much experience, was that when it got really bad, the easiest thing for me to eat was the gels.
Super interesting.
Yeah.
Super interesting. Okay. So no belt, 36 gels for Charlie. Todd, let's talk not outfit. Is that outfit? Let's talk strategy for overhead.
Okay. Well, I'll be wearing a vest. Looking at the race requirements, we need to carry 1.5 liters of bottles, and so I'll be doing that, the flexible flasks. And I think I did try it out on Monday, so I know it works, and at least two of the 3 bottles. And it's a good thing I tried it out beforehand, because I'm not sure I knew how those bottles worked. So
yeah, they're hard, eh? You have to bite in them
to bite them. Yeah. So I didn't quite figure that out right away when I did it on my home stretch. But yeah, now I know, and I think I'm reasonably prepared now.
Okay, good. Have you thought about your nutrition?
Yeah, a little bit. Bringing these cyst gels along, so they have they each have 40 grams of carbs in them. So I forget how many you packed. I probably packed 20 of them. I'm not sure how many I'll actually use, but I didn't think of packing more than 30.
36. Charlie brought 2 cases of GU gels, birthday cake flavor. No, blackberry.
Half banana, half blackberry.
Because the caffeine. Do you know how much caffeine that would be for a day?
That's all right.
You're going to do 18 gels of 40 grams each. So 7,200 mgs of caffeine in a day.
Yeah.
Feels like that's a lot.
We'll see.
No, it's 720. What is that? 18 cups of coffee? Something like that.
Yeah. Okay.
You'll be fine. Okay, and then last couple things. We're taking so we are staying at a cottage tonight in Falcon. We booked it. We're going to take the shuttle out, I think, tomorrow, unless we can somehow line up a ride. I'm going to start texting people.
I'll vote for shuttle.
I'll keep my options open. I'm not giving up yet on the... Oh, there's 3 of us. It'll be almost impossible. Okay, shuttle. That means we need to be there at 4:50. What is it, 4:15? Super early.
4:15, yeah. 4:15.
4:15. That's a 10-minute drive for us, so we got to leave at 4, which means we're getting up at 3:30.
All right.
So let's get to bed.
Okay, yeah, no, it's almost bedtime. We got pasta for tonight. Quick thought about predictions for Todd. I've already asked Charlie, but I want to ask Todd.
I guess an 8-minute kilometer probably is 13:20, but I'm not too worried about the time. If it takes me 15 hours or more, it'll be fine. I'm not too worried about. I don't come in with heavy expectations. I want to have fun. I don't want to suffer.
In spite of the name of the race,
It's kind of nice. For me, this is the first race in a very, very long time.
no expectations.
Where I'm just going to try to not die, and it's going to be fun, I think.
And that feels good. I kind of have the same thing. I have one goal. It's a PB at this race. So at 13:49, I think I need to beat.
Forgot what I was going to say.
Okay. Todd was in mid-thought about, time. I think you were saying 13:20, but you're also in kind of frame of mind where you're just going to have a good time.
Oh yeah, because I've never actually run more than a marathon before. So,
Ever?
Ever.
Ah.
So I can do I've done a 3-hour marathon, so I can run a marathon pretty fast, but I've never done anything ultra endurance before, so this will be definitely a first, and I am definitely naive about what I'm getting myself into.
Well, that's exciting for Todd. I remember, Charlie, your first one, you went from a marathon distance to a 100-miler in Utah, right?
Yeah. I feel like that's a whole different thing, though, like, because the trail aspect here is going to make it extremely hard. So, yeah.
I mean, Todd is I don't know if he's bulletproof, but he's pretty solid. He's going to figure it out.
He's a bit of a sandbagger for this one, yeah.
He's actually came out here and trained he actually did the East Loop.
Yeah.
We didn't do that. Did you do that?
Nope. And I was in Falcon Lake, and I was just too lazy. Why? Yeah, I was a little lazy to not do it. Yeah.
That's all the running I've done this week, though. So it's like I've not gone running at all since Monday.
Oh, so you're perfectly tapered.
Yeah, and I actually needed the recovery time after that. It's like I was a little bit surprised what number that did on my quads doing the 500 meters of elevation gain. So so I'm gonna it's gonna be tough to I can definitely feel my quads during that run, and it wasn't even them going that hard. So yeah, we'll see what happens tomorrow, but I'm trying not to think about it too much and deal with it as it comes, and try not to go out at a hot pace, and just try to keep it easy, keep it fun, and if I have something left in the tank later in the day, then I'll use it then. But
I think I'm gonna open her up here. I'm just gonna go. I'm just gonna open it up. I'm just gonna go 5-minute Ks. 43-minute 10K to finish.
Put all that elevation, you have to climb up the ski hill at the end.
I think I told you this, Todd, but I could not. Those were 16-minute, 18-minute kilometers for me. Really slow kilometers.
I saw that.
Which ones?
Up the ski hill.
At the end, the last two? Or
No. The kilometer, 87 to 93 or whatever that is. Okay, so once you're at the top of the mountain there's a couple easy K, then you have 5 or 6K not downhill, not all downhill, but runnable to the finish line. Runnable on a road /trip.
Once you hit 95, you're pretty much done.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a reasonable comment. Because now there's no way you're not finishing. You're at 95. You did the hard part. You can run, open it up, and go. But there's nothing left in the tank. There's absolutely nothing in the tank. I know that. I want to talk about your last thing I want to talk about. We're 45 kilometers out of Falcon Lake. Charlie, does this bring any memories back to you, your bike across Manitoba?
Yeah, of course. Every time I drive here, I will at least mention it to my wife once.
Oh, this was the part where it was downpouring, and Simo won.
Remember that time I biked across Manitoba? Yeah.
Yeah, I feel the same way about my run across.
He was upset around here. He was very cold. I had to talk him into keeping going, and yeah.
Victor, just head down.
Yeah.
I feel the same way about I ran here. I ran across this province. I didn't get the chance to bike across because I quit. But I want to ask you how your training's going over the last, and training's maybe the wrong word, because we have not spoken about both of us running in a while, because we had guests and we had events, and so I'll ask you first, or maybe I'll ask Todd first. Todd, how has your running gone lately?
Yeah, I did. How many weeks ago was it? Boston was 5 weeks ago now. So.
You did the Boston Marathon?
Of course, Rob was there with me, so yes, he knows.
Yeah, so 5 weeks ago, I think it was?
5 weeks ago, and then I did another half of the Winnipeg Police Services 2 weeks after that, and I was still not quite fully recovered from Boston at that time, and since then I've been mostly tapering. I've not been running a lot, low mileage. I've not done a hard run since WPS, so no tempo runs, just easy runs, and usually later mileage as well. So after doing a hard block at Boston, I was I needed a bit of time just to let my body recover, because it wasn't, a few days is not enough. I needed a fuller recovery time, and yeah, so I'm not sure if that's a good idea or a bad idea, going into 100K with not much training, but at least over the last month, but we're getting good taper going.
I'll give you an update, and then I'll ask Charlie for his. For me, I did Boston just like Todd. I took 2 full weeks off. I tried to do a jog like 13 days after Boston, and I felt either injured or I think I was just like dopamine depressed, and I just kind of gave up, and I just stopped running. Thank God we didn't record a podcast that day, because I was not in a good mood. Not that I was not in a good mood. I was just didn't care about anything. Didn't care about running. Didn't care. I was willing to just, all right, well, I guess I'm done. And I knew that I was just in a cycle, and I knew I would just come out of it. But at that moment, I thought, maybe I won't run again. I don't know. Then I took another week off after that. And then I went out one day with someone from the office, and I ran like a 5K. So my third week felt great. Same story as every time I finish a marathon. Then I did a 10K. Then I asked my coach. I saw in my calendar, I hadn't even looked at Training Peaks. And I looked in there, and he had put 3 hours of trail running, because this was 2 weeks out from today. And it was supposed to be my last big, well, I didn't even do a build. I did no build. So I had done 2. I did a 5K and a 10K, and then I came into that Sunday, and I went for a jog with Gord and Jen. Shout out to Gord and Jen, Project 4. They're crushing it. And I just started running, and I felt good, so I just kept running, and I just kept running, and I just kept running. I ended up doing 50K, and it was awesome. I was reinvigorated, and I felt the love for running, and I was doing 6-minute Ks, but it was just so fun. And I would just stop. I'd stop at Burger King, and I'd order fries, and I'd go to, McDonald's, and I would just stop at 7-Eleven, eat a Snickers, and I had no water, no food, nothing, but I had so much fun that day by myself, just running around Winnipeg. And then I didn't run after that, really, because I was like, all right, I'm able to run. I'm mentally sharp. My body's going to be what it's going to be. So I ran. I was into my taper now, because that was the 1-day training plan for the Suffer on the Centennial. And then I entered my taper, and I did 10K and 20K last weekend, as a 10K on the Saturday, 20K on the Sunday. That was my training. I did a 50, a 10, and a 20. But I feel good about where my body's at and where my mind's at. I know it's not going to go great tomorrow, but I'm okay with it. Charlie, how about you?
Yeah, I would say I haven't really been specifically training for this race. I knew it was on the calendar. After my backyard ultra, I had a hard time with motivation. Didn't really feel like running for a while.
We were going through the same thing at the same time, maybe?
But this has not happened to me in a long, long time, where I just didn't want to run. So finally I did start running 2 weeks and a day after. And that was I just ran 3 miles, and at a super, super slow pace, and it felt ridiculously hard. I was very lost a lot of fitness in the time, or I don't know what happened, but
I don't think you lost fitness. I think you just you need 2 months to recover from a backyard.
Yeah, maybe. I don't think so. I think it was more the fitness, but maybe.
I disagree, but anyways.
Yeah. Anyway, so now I've been running for ever since that, every day since then. I think it's been a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks. So not really, and I actually picked up my training. I didn't taper.
You didn't taper like Todd and I?
I did the opposite. I had actually my biggest week in a while this week, because
70K? What'd you do?
No, I think I did about 50K this week, but it's just because I'm looking at it more long term, where I just want to keep training for the next event, and
you're gonna use this kind of as a base.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this is gonna be more like a maybe do them at backyard pace type of thing, and that'd be great actually if I could do that. So that
would be what, by the way, 100.
That would be 15 hours or so.
Okay.
Yeah,
15 hours.
So it hasn't gone really well, the training, but I'm feeling better. I'm feeling good. I started doing I did about 12 minutes of tempo work yesterday. I'm starting to do strides and stuff, so it's coming along.
I've not done a workout. I've not done and then I want you to tell me the story you told me before we were recording. But I've not done one fast mile faster than I'd say 10 minutes since Boston.
Okay.
I've not done a sub 10-minute mile, or I guess 9:30, let's say, since Boston. So I was telling you, I'm a little worried. I'm going to share this since it's a podcast. I'm a little worried about that 3:30 I'm supposed to pace in, what is that, 3 weeks, Charlie? How much time do we have for that? When is Manitoba?
I think 4 weeks.
4 weeks, okay.
3 weeks?
Yeah, 4 weeks.
4 weeks out, but I mean, there's going to be a taper after there's going to be a recovery after 100K, and I'm a little worried that I'm supposed to pace Jen and Gord to a 3:30, and I don't know that I can do that right now. But Sunday was my last run for me, so this is an aggressive taper. No runs for a week. You were telling me about your struggles in that first. You were telling me, like, you ran a 10-minute mile. What was your story there? You ran a 10-minute mile. You thought they were...
the first time I ran, it was 10 and a half. It was over 10 minutes per mile, which is what, like 6:30 a K or something? I don't know what is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. And it actually felt harder. It felt like I was running 7-minute miles, which is like 4:30 a K or something. 4:20 a K. Anyways, that's how it felt. So there on that day, I would have had zero chance of doing a 4-hour marathon. I think I'm close to being able to do that now. So Donnie, I'm really pumped. Donnie and George, like Donnie's training has been going so well. So that's kind of nice to see someone else's training go really well. He's doing great. So
How has this gone for you? Like coaching, like, do you love it?
Yeah, it's nice. Donnie is a great person to be coaching. He does what he listens, and yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, it's been great.
Yeah, I've really, really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed coaching George and Jen. They've been fun, and it's been like a roller coaster because, like, it's like a movie. There's always stuff happening, and they're both really exceeding my expectations. But there's emotions when you're training, and it's cool. It's going to be fun. Okay, so we've not done a lot of fast miles, but I mean, I imagine, Charlie, once we if you actually did a build for a 5K or a 10K, you would pop, right? Probably.
It would take me a bit of time.
Todd, what do you think? Do you think he'd get speed right away?
I'm not sure right now. No.
Todd's realistic. I like it. No, I totally agree. Like, I could maybe do a 25-minute 5K right now.
I'm not saying today. I'm saying like with the LaBroquerie method build.
No, the broker method doesn't work for me, but
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough.
Maybe, I don't know.
Okay. So that's great. Thank you for sharing that, Charlie. Todd, anything else you want to share? We're approaching our condo here, so our cottage. What are we gonna do? Are we gonna play Catan tonight? What are we doing?
I should have brought my board.
We talked on the way in. Todd is like telling me his boys are into Catan, right? What were you telling me?
Yeah, they wanted to play with you guys, with Rob and Charlie, because they played in the Worlds, and they were like inspired by that.
Have we ever talked about this on the podcast?
I don't know. Probably not.
Okay, so Charlie and I have both competed at the World Championships of Settlers of Catan. You finished, I don't know, 21st or something?
I finished, so there was, the year I went, the top 12, not top 16, top 12 made the semis, and I finished 13th. I remember I was one out.
Ouch. The year I went after you, I think? I guess.
Yeah.
I went, when did I go, twice?
You went at least twice.
3 times?
Yeah.
Okay, I went 3 times. I finished 6th twice, and I finished like out of the playoffs the other time, 18th or something, or 21st. So 2-time top 6 finisher at this, and I must be one of the only ones who's been there 3 times. There can't be that many, because we had to win the Canadian Nationals to go to this. It wasn't like, it's not just you put your name in a draw, or you pay $2,000 and you go run Cocodona. You actually had to win a tournament to do this, so it's kind of cool. Anyway, so yes, Todd, we will go play Catan with you and your family at some point, and we'll argue, and we'll throw dishes across the counter and at each other, and no, it's super fun. So no, honestly, the plan tonight is to crush some pasta. I told you guys this in the past, but for me, I like to be in bed at like 9 o'clock on race days. That's what I like, and I never manage to do it because there's always a million things going on. But if you can, we got to get up at like 3:30. So It is early. Last thoughts? No?
No, just have fun.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go.
I have one more question.
Let's go. Todd's coming in.
So tomorrow is the weather forecast. We can talk about the weather.
Yeah, talk about the weather, Todd.
It's gonna be cool, right? It's like 7-8 degrees, and which is fine. It's probably perfect for running, except it's gonna be wet. So if it's raining, are we gonna be cold out there?
I have not thought of this. Have you? I had just assumed I'd be fine with my.
I run really warm right now.
Your heart rate will be 110, 115, Charlie. That'll be way lower than your jogs, especially if you're walking.
I'm surprised. So when I did the backyard ultra, it was kind of that weather, probably even colder, and I was hot the entire time. So for me, I expect to be warm, and I'm imagining I'm going to go slightly faster than in that backyard ultra. So
I think I never. So they say you dress, 20 degrees below what it is outside if you're running like a zone 2 or 3 run. For me, it's like if I'm running an easy run, it's not 20 degrees for me. So in other words, if
it makes a difference how easy you go. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
like it's more like 12 degrees for me. So I might be cool tomorrow, Todd.
But think about the middle of the day too.
No, but I mean, I'm going to just carry some stuff and I'm going to drop it. I got to figure this out. We got to figure out the drops. Lots of time though, right? To figure out race strategy as you're approaching.
So I guess if I start off with a long t-shirt, can I drop it in the bag?
Yeah, you can at the drops. Yeah, and they'll...
Okay, so that's what I'll do. Maybe I'll start with a long t-shirt and then...
And we're required to wear carry a rain jacket anyway, and I guess you could wear that if you're running cold too. So
I might do that actually. I really, really like my rain jacket. I love it.
Does it have Boston Marathon?
It does not. I've worn that one once and I got chirped. So the shitty thing is about buying a Boston Marathon jacket is you can't even wear it.
When did you get chirped?
I wore it at Run Club one time.
Oh yeah, Run Club would definitely chirp you about it. Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, Rob, yeah, we get it. You run that." And I was like, "Ah." And as soon as I was like, "Yeah, this is kind of stupid. Like, they know I ran Boston. Like, when am I going to wear that jacket at the Boston Marathon?"
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe.
Like, there's no real time you could wear that jacket because if you wear it socially, like, humble brag. Yeah, I do worry about weather. I'm probably going to bring, believe it or not, I'm going to bring a toque. I'm going to bring a pair of gloves, and I'm going to put them in my jacket pocket, and I'm going to wear my jacket to start. And if it's cold, I'll take it off at the first aid station. If I'm too warm, I'll take it off at the first aid station.
Yeah.
But that's still like 4 hours or whatever, the Bear Lake, 4 or 5 hours.
I'm assuming I'm going to be plenty warm enough.
yeah, so like for the first ultra, like this is like, how do you prepare for something like this? It's tough. There's so many contingencies, so much planning involved, and it's like I have a feeling I have no idea what I'm doing tomorrow, but I'm okay with that.
I'm excited that we left early and we're going to have time to figure stuff out tonight because last year I got there super late and I was stressed out and it was not fun. So that's good. All right, so we'll stop there. Immediately after this, you're going to hear the recap of the race. I'm curious, how is it going to be? What kind of mood are we going to be for the recap?
After suffering on the Centennial.
All right, we'll see. Okay, I just woke up in the beautiful Airbnb chalet here that Todd, Charlie, and I have for the weekend. Woke up with a 19 HRV overnight. I slept horribly. Charlie, let's start with you. We're going to do a race recap here. Overall, big picture, what do you think of that race?
It's an amazing race, honestly. I think there might be other races like this, but like you finish this race and you've done something, even if it's 18 hours. Like even if they allowed 20 hours, it would be like any time finishing this race it would be an amazing accomplishment. I was not able to finish it, so.
The cutoff, like I think of like cutoffs for like Ironman or cutoffs for this cutoff is actually like meaningful.
Yeah,
it's
you actually have to think I actually had to think about it. So I was taking it very, very slow at the beginning. I was trying to do the heart rate thing, and I was doing the math, and I had basically like, so I got to 50K about 8.5 hours. So yeah, I was tight. So the story is, so can I just give my recap right
Yeah,
now?
whatever you want to do, man. It's your podcast.
So two things went really badly for me is one, I Well, it was just directions, right? So I missed the aid station at
McGillivray?
at 50:48.
So what happened there? Okay, so you come up to this T
Yeah.
in the junction, and then there's a little sign, and I get that it's not super clear, but you're supposed to go left, and then you have like a 1 kilometer little jaunt around a little waterfall thing, and you end up at the aid station, or you go right and you continue down the Trans-Canada Trail.
Yeah, that's what there was no one, I didn't see any sign, so maybe I should have looked, but I saw Trans-Canada Trail. I said, okay, it must go. Where was it exactly? That junction?
It was, I believe.
Was it still in the rocks?
No, it was just as you come up on the rocks, you turn and you come up, and it's like a T. You cut to the T, and there's a sign in the middle of the road.
Was it where that bridge was?
After the bridge?
Well, after the Red Bridge?
No, I know it's after the Red Bridge, but
I don't remember exactly, but it's about 1 kilometer from McGillivray Falls, and it's like a T sign with two
yeah. So anyways, I missed it. So then
there was definitely a person there last year.
Yeah, there was no person. So that could have helped if I would have had a person there. I just assumed because all the other ones had a person.
Yeah, that was weird.
So I just kind of assumed there would have been a person there. Anyways, the other part is I wasn't sure exactly if it was at 48 or 53. For some reason, I had those two numbers in my head, 48 and 53. And when I was kind of expecting it at 48, and I didn't know exactly what my numbers were because I didn't have my total kilometers. I just had like my lap kilometers. So, but I knew I was around 48, and I didn't see anything. So I kept running. And then maybe it was just that it came earlier, much earlier than I expected. That's what I think happened. And then on my watch, all of a sudden I was at 53 kilometers. I went through that pain
Those
section.
Those were tough. Yeah.
Just a straight uphill, downhill rocks the whole time. And I was all of a sudden, and then I was on the nice trail all of a sudden. And I talked to someone and I asked, like, where's the aid station? Oh, they're like, it's like 5 kilometers back. Oh, I'm like, oh God. And I was already at 8 hours 40 around at that time. So there's no way I could make the cutoff if I went back.
Oh my God.
So, because I had done that whole tough section. The only way to get back is to redo the tough section back.
Do a little 1K there and back, and then redo the tough section again.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm done. So I just talked to someone. So I went back about 1K to talk to someone because there's volunteers there at the road crossing.
Yeah.
And I said, I missed my cutoff, so I guess I'm out. They're like, what, do you need supplies? They were like, they didn't realize that like I should be DQ'd, right?
Did they know, or were they just being like nice to you?
Yeah, they didn't know. They were just being nice. They were like, do you need water? Do you need gels? We can get stuff for you. They were just being helpful. But I'm like, I was trying to say like, I should be DQ'd right now, or I need to get back to that aid station.
Can you drive me there maybe? And
yeah.
Do a little 1K?
So anyways, so they said, just keep running. So I just kept running. My plan was to just finish the 100K, and who cares if it doesn't count?
Yeah. Plus you had done a little bit of there and back, so you had covered the distance.
I definitely covered the distance. Yeah. So I just at that point I was like, okay, well it's a training run anyway, so I'll just keep going. It'll be fun. And I was actually really good mentally even at that point, like except for the fact that I was really upset that like the run wasn't going to count. But anyways, so I missed the first. I want to talk about the first 20K are really hard.
I know where you're going with this.
But the next 33K are 5 times harder.
I was talking to Todd about this. I don't know what you think, Todd, but I said it's almost like if you break it down into 5 10K increments from 0 to 50, it's almost like everyone is harder.
Well, from my vantage point, it's around 23 where you start heading up
To Bear Lake?
to Bear Lake. That's when it starts getting really hard.
Yeah, you can run
Like
some
where
of
there's
the
that junction there, where that's that junction.
yeah.
Yeah.
So Bear Lake, you kind of turn. I think you do 4K up. There's a spot there where we went to Bear Lake. You got to cross that dam. You got to go down a very steep.
Yeah. So that part, I didn't have enough confidence to just kind of go down it, so I slid down.
Me too. Everyone was. I got a video of this. I put it on my Strava. Like there's a lineup of 12 people, and people were just sliding down on
So
their.
I wasn't the only one. I thought like this. I thought like if I thought borderline. I thought I could do it, but I was like, I'll just. Did you run down, Todd? That steep section. I think at around 28K.
It's a little before that. I think it's more like 27.
27. Yeah, 26, 27.
Yeah, I'm not quite remembering clearly right now.
Did you put up the video that I put on my Strava? Like that, it's right before that beaver dam.
Yeah, no, I'll take a look at that again.
Okay, so you did kind of probably walk down it. No, maybe.
Zero chance I was walking down that. Zero chance. My knees.
I think it would have been easier to like run down, like slowly run down.
I don't think so, but
Anyways, I just slid down. So that part was okay, and then
talk about the part from like the beaver dam to Bear Lake and back.
Oh, that actually I enjoyed it. I actually enjoyed that part because I realized how much everyone else was hating it, and I said I'll just go right through like Ryan said.
Yeah,
and I just ran. I got my heart rate up to 170 going through.
Just bolting.
I just went as hard as I could. It was like a foot of mud.
Yeah.
In some spots.
Yeah. It was like for sure calf deep. Like it wasn't ankle deep.
No, it was deep. Like there were spots where it was deep, especially if you went right down the middle like I did.
I was a little worried I'd lose a shoe.
Yeah. Anyway, so that I got my heart rate up to 170 for that section.
Oh, you're going.
Yeah,
so much for your rules.
But then after there's a nice little runnable section there.
Yeah.
And I decided to run that to like just get my feet turned.
Hey, I got to ask you about your shoes.
Oh, they worked out really almost too well because I didn't realize how much grip they had, and I wasn't trusting them at first. Once I started trusting them, like I started kind of running down these steep hills, and because I really trusted the grip makes a huge difference.
I think the grip. So I'm giving these shoes a 36 on 10 rating. That's how much I love these shoes. Like, because they'd be soaking wet.
Oh yeah, and they wick.
You're running through like a foot of water for 10 minutes, and then a minute later, your foot's dry.
Yeah, no, exactly. If they felt like
how does that happen? Like the water just leaves, and yet your foot becomes. I don't understand how it's possible.
I did the running through the foot of water did not bother me one bit.
Yeah,
because how quickly it dried.
It was so like the
how
first.
About yours, Todd? The 1 foot of water. How did that feel?
Yeah, I don't know. I tried to take a detour on the way out, and it was averse probably.
Yeah, no, the detour. I remember last year. Well, I told you guys that last year there was one spot that was really wet, and I managed to not get wet. But it was not the same course as last year. Like I told you that, Charlie, in Bear Lake.
What was the difference though? Like
there was think of like if today was yesterday was a 10 on 10 for water table height. Yeah. Last year would have been like a 1 on 10. Oh, okay. So everywhere where. Like only if you had a foot of water would you had an inch of water last year.
But it was really the only spot where there was water.
There was some on the back nine. Okay. There was spots on the back nine. But just that stretch. I'm just talking about that stretch. And then the wetness of the granite here, and I don't know if I'm going to explain this properly, but the fact that the granite was so wet in some spots where you had to go down or up and you didn't trust your footing, all of a sudden you're taking it up slowly. You're being nimble. You're not being nimble. Last year I was just cruising down that. Well, cruising. I didn't have to worry about falling. I didn't have to worry about your footing.
Well, I didn't even really notice that because it was my first year, but and my shoes had so much grip, so I just kind of went as fast as I thought I could, which wasn't very fast because I was doing the low heart rate for the first.
How did that work out for you?
Well, So first hour I was supposed to be 115, but when I was walking,
it was like
my heart
no
rate was 115 because it's so up and down. So
I remember Todd and I were running together that stretch. I remember looking at my watch and I saw like a 145, and I was like, I wonder if Charlie's doing his 115.
So anyway, so I quickly called in. I was like, there was maybe 2 people or 3 people behind me. I was like in last place, and. So I'm like, maybe I need to go a bit faster. So I quickly changed to 125 instead of 115. And instead of going up by 3 per hour, I went up by 2 per hour.
Okay.
So it's still very slow, but I think had I not gotten lost a couple times, it would have worked out. Like my mind was doing really well. I mean, it would have worked out. Like I wouldn't have had a PR or anything, but like
No, there was no PR to be had.
well,
yesterday.
I guess it would have been a PR because I've never run this race, but I felt like the strategy was working out okay.
Okay, so mentally you were in a good spot.
At the end, yeah, until I figured I was in the wrong town, but.
Okay, so you talked about the Bear Lake piece.
Well, so I want to talk a bit about the beginning too. The first 20K was pretty smooth, like except that everyone was ahead of me by like Todd was 6Ks ahead of me at least at some point.
Well,
I saw.
I caught you on the way back from Bear Lake.
So yeah, you were 6Ks ahead of me.
Yeah.
At that point. But then I started like I feel like so then
I honestly though, I was like, it doesn't at that point, I was like, it doesn't matter. He's got a way better chance to finish, I thought, than a lot of these. That's what I thought.
Oh no, I would have. Yeah, so I was doing well. Like so, at kilometer 27 is when I finally passed my first person,
Okay.
and then I probably passed another till I got lost. I probably passed another 10 or so people.
So okay, so first 20 are hard.
Yeah. I needed. So I went to the bathroom right before, but then one of the things is I did take a
deuce in the bush.
Yeah.
A bush deuce.
Yeah, it worked out.
Yeah, I think it's acceptable at this thing. You just
Yeah, I think you have to.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes, like I was like 2 hours away from the next aid station, and I needed to. I absolutely needed to. So
I mean, it's as long as you're not in the
it
path.
worked out well. Like it just came out clean.
Yeah,
and no
nice
problem.
clean cut. First 20 were hard. Next 8 up to that beaver dam or whatever were getting way harder.
Well, sorry. So 28 to about
36 was the
28 to 36, super hard. There's a
40, 28 to 40 kind of.
28
Coming
to
back
40,
from
yeah.
Beaver Lake all the way
I
back
don't
to
really
the dam.
remember I feel like that whole section, 28 to 53, was mostly all hard.
Okay, but the last 10
Yeah. The last 43 to 53, extremely hard.
extremely hard. And that's when I remember last year I was
There's
like
an easy section in there somewhere, though, where you can run. I remember.
yeah, it's few and far between.
Yeah.
Because I remember thinking, I don't know about you, Todd, but I remember thinking like, I'm going to run everything I can.
Yeah.
And I've had 10, 12-minute kilometers.
I was doing 18-minute, 19-minute miles in that section.
Yeah, we were doing the same pace roughly.
Yeah.
And I was trying to run everything I could. And I saw some people, and I got past a lot there, but I was like, how? How are they going that fast through this? But I remember last year, I'm glad I re-listened to the podcast from last year. Yeah. On the way up here, I re-listened to it, and I remember like my attitude about kilometer 43 to 53. I was very negative last year in my head, in my frame of mind.
Yeah, because it never ends.
I was like, this never ends. This is going to be the longest day ever. Like, there's no chance I'm finishing. Like, because every kilometer is harder than the last one. Yeah. And then, well, you didn't hit McGillivray Falls, but then you hit the road. You must have felt good.
No, once I was on the trail, it was amazing. Like it was so easy.
Well,
so then I was doing about, my first hour on the road. So I only did 2 hours on the road, but my first hour on the road, I did 7.5K or 7.8 Ks, which would have been like, I don't know, just under 8 minutes a kilometer.
Yeah,
and then
so you're running.
And I was run walking, but still like I was.
But I mean, just so people out there are hearing, like, this is a kind of undulating ATV trail. Like 7-minute kilometers is full speed.
There's still tons of elevation.
No, but I'm saying, I don't know about you, Todd, but like 7-minute per K is full speed on that. Like you can't do faster than that in the shape you're in. So if you did 7.5 minutes, you ran almost the whole thing.
Well, no, I wasn't. I was doing
A good chunk of it.
I was running really well at that point. So when I was running, it was like low 9s or high 8s.
Oh, okay. You're better than I was then.
So like, but I was doing lots of walking too, because I was still doing the heart rate thing. I was like, I had my target heart rate for those, because I was trying to maintain, and I was doing really well. Like I'm very disappointed I got lost, because my mind was super strong at that point.
Probably the most important thing for this race.
Yeah. So I had decided when I hit 61, there's that nice aid station at 61 with the pirates.
Yeah. I think it's more like 63, isn't it?
I thought it was 60.
Okay. Well, 53, 45.
Maybe 61.
53. I thought, okay, 61,
Anyways,
let's say.
So there was a quesadilla, Nutella quesadilla.
Yeah, they were really nice. That
Yeah,
aid station.
I crushed one, and then they filled up my. Oh yeah, that's the other thing. I didn't have any. Because I missed the aid station. I didn't have any fresh tailwind or anything.
So you went like 4 hours between aid station? 5 hours?
Yeah, about that. Yeah. But I was still doing good. Like I was fine. Like, anyways, they did. I did get water from the one person that I talked to.
Okay.
They did fill my just water.
Okay.
So at least I had that. And then I got lost somewhere. I need to retrace what happened between 61 and I was still on track at 62. So between 62 and 68, I took a wrong turn and went to Paloma instead of Toniata. And then I got to Paloma and I see these boats and it's I'm for sure lost now. At some point I realized I haven't seen an orange
Oh, that's the worst feeling.
an orange thing in a while here.
Oh, that's the worst feeling.
So I was like, oh my God. And then I saw the sign and it said Paloma.
So what do you think, Todd? Where did he get lost? Did you look at his map?
Yeah, was it near where the junction was from the last year's course to this year's course?
Yeah, I think you would have probably. I mean, I was brain dead through that whole part, and
There's a place where there's like a gravel road, and I remember crossing that gravel road, and that's the first time I noticed that I didn't have the orange things, and I'm like, it's got to be here.
Did you cross a highway?
I did cross a highway, but there were volunteers there.
And did you go right, like the wrong way?
I went right.
And it seemed like you should have gone left in your head?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then you followed that whole thing north.
Yeah.
Then you veered around.
Yeah.
Took a turn, started coming back down south.
Yeah. I don't remember, but yeah.
And then there's a T there at the end, I think. And I guess you went the wrong way. I don't know. I'd have to look it up.
There's no T. There was no decisions anywhere
I don't know.
that I remember. Anyways, I'll have to look on the Strava.
I'm sorry. That sucks. Because when you called me, I hit exactly 75K when you called me.
Yeah, and I was at 68 at that point, so I was like kind of doing well. Like I was kind of doing well at that point, and my mind was there. And anyways,
So in theory, did you have the Todd Strava thing open?
well, by that point it was too late.
Okay, so in hindsight,
I checked Google Maps and I'm like, okay, so how much time does it take to get to Toniata from here? And
so the Strava link that we had there, I used it like 40 times just to make sure I was on the right track. When you're in the bush and you don't see a thing, I'm like, am I on the right track? I'd pull it up. It would work with GPS. So the dot would and then I would just go like this with my phone and I'd be like, okay, it's that trail.
really,
Yeah,
but I don't even remember the decision point where that happened. So I'll look it up. So next year.
So how do you feel about that?
Oh man, I think it would have been. I think I would have done a negative had I kept going. I'm 100%. Like I don't know how hard the last 30K are, but like honestly, I went so slow for the first 50K and I was probably like an hour or half an hour already ahead on the second half.
Oh, the cutoff. What are you talking about? Of your splits?
So I was thinking that I still had a chance to go sub 16 when I hit 68, which was Paloma. So before I knew that was Paloma, I was thinking, in my head, I was thinking sub 16. That was like the target I had in my head.
Okay.
Which I knew it would take a huge effort, but I thought I had a chance because I was doing, I would have been at 68 at about 10:50. Okay. Or 10:45. So that would have given me 4 hours.
That's the Big Sky aid station.
4 hours and 15 to do
32.
No, sorry, 5 hours and 15 to do 32, which would have been just over 6K an hour.
Yeah,
which would have been
the
nice.
pace I averaged for the whole time.
Yeah, so I thought I had a chance to do sub 16, which to me would have been like really good because at the beginning I was like, oh man, I'm just gonna make the cutoff. So all of a sudden, yeah, but
Because you ran for that stretch. That was for sure the easiest stretch by far there.
Yeah.
But I will say that I think you would have been, I mean, as hard as, so kilometer 68, and we'll get to this, but kilometer 68 to 87 was very, very hard physically, but mentally, it wasn't like the first 50.
Like it was still a trail? Like
It was a trail. There were some roots and rocks and stuff,
yeah, I think as long as I would have been on a trail, I would have been.
but it was an
doing good.
obscene amount of elevation.
Yeah. I was doing the elevation. Yeah,
Because what I loved about it, and we'll talk about this when I do my recap, is you didn't have a choice. Like there's no mental debate.
you just walk up the.
You
hill,
have to walk up the hills. It's
and then-
so
and
sharp,
then-
and
then
you jog
down,
after.
Yeah.
And I actually love that. It simplified life
Yeah,
for me.
no, I think that's what I would have done.
It was hard, but
And how many Ks an hour were you doing at that?
I was doing 10-minute kilometers, I think.
So
Like 6K an hour.
So 6K.
Took me 3 hours to do those 20.
yeah, I think I would have probably done about that, and I think I would have had it. Like anyway, so I really regret not.
I was, like-
not being more careful about where I was going. So anyways, it wouldn't have counted anyways because I missed the aid station.
So then you missed the second one.
And that's what made it so much easier to quit is because I was like, it doesn't even count anyways. So
Yeah, I might as well just run 100K on the road here.
yeah, run back to Falcon.
Yeah, run back to Falk and call it in. Do the old course. Okay, so all in all, anything else you want to say about the course volunteers? Anything, and then we'll get to Todd's recap. Then we'll do mine.
Oh, shout out to Janelle and this other guy I met. I forgot his name, but the volunteers at the 3238 were doing an
Janelle.
outstanding job because that was a high traffic. People were coming in and out. You had
And
to
there was a
keep
drop bag.
keep the track of things. So shout out to those guys. They did a great job. I'm sure Tony Otto would have been amazing. I heard there was food there, but did not experience it.
You missed it. So you missed most of the aid stations. You saw one aid station in
Well,
70 kilometers.
So the aid station at
16.
they were very nice. The women that were there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Bear Lake twice.
And then Bear Lake twice.
McGilvery was really nice. Eh, Todd?
Yeah, no, it was great. But they had cheese quesadillas and
Tater
ramen
tots.
and
And what?
the ramen or the chicken noodles. Yeah.
I don't know. I probably wouldn't have. At that point, I was still trying to just keep going. So I probably wouldn't have eaten much there. That was a rough part, though, man.
Which one? 40 to 53?
Yeah.
Oh my God. I think I knew it was 48.5.
Well, I knew that you had told me it was going to be hard and then it was going to be easier. So I kind of, I was like, oh man, when is this going to end? It was what I was thinking. But I knew in the back of my mind, though, just keep moving.
will end.
Get through it and then it'll be easier, right? So because you had told me that, that helped. Yeah.
Okay, good. All right, Charlie. So I think, for what it's worth, like the effort you did yesterday, I should say, unbelievable. So congrats. You pulled out at 70 kilometers. You would have, the last 30K is tough, but I know you would have actually enjoyed it, I think, more than the prior 70. And I think you would have finished had you not gotten lost twice. So I guess technically a DNF, but proud of you. Congrats. Nice work. Todd, how about you?
Yeah, so I think at the beginning of the race, it was a lot of congestion actually at the first couple kilometers, right? So we were going along the pace. We were going about an 8-minute kilometer, which was my total target pace, which I set the day before. And yeah, so everybody just going along, and that's probably not a bad way to start, right? Just starting off slow, letting your aerobic system develop and not get overheated.
It was a lot of single track for that first, what would you say, 8K, where we were just kind of in a line and just following
just
people?
In a line for at least a few kilometers, and then it opened up a little bit and could do your thing at that time. And I think we were kind of running, and Rob and I were running together. We were running about 7.5 minute kilometers near the beginning. But I thought that would be. I thought maybe if you're jogging 100% of the time, you'd be doing 6.5. But so I think I underestimated that, right? It's not a fast.
No, you're not jogging on a road, right? It's got to be at least a minute to a minute and a half slower than jogging on a road, I would say.
Well, exactly. It was imagine if you're on a road and a 6-minute kilometer feels super slow, and then out here it's like a 7-minute kilometer doesn't feel slow. It feels like you're still going at a pretty, relaxed pace, but it's not a slow pace, right?
And I kind of tried to allude to that in our kind of pre-race meeting, but it's hard to know until you're in there, right? Until you're on the trail. So I remember at one point, so we were together for the first, how many kilometers?
Like maybe better part of 20, I think.
Okay, but like even before that, at kilometer 7 or 8, I think, just in my mind, it might be wrong, I said something like, Todd, I don't think I can keep this pace up.
Yeah, that's right. So, and I was like, okay, I think I'm still comfortable with that pace. But then it was like a couple kilometers, and I kind of felt to myself as like, yeah, this is a bit much. It's like I got a long ways to go.
So you went ahead. I was like, Todd, I'll pull back. You go ahead. It's not that I couldn't keep up the pace. It's just like I need to like slow down.
Yeah.
Because I looked at my heart rate a few times, and it was a little high. And I was like, I can't be doing 140 on a 15-hour day or whatever this early on.
Yeah.
So you went, and then you realized later.
Yeah, no, I saw the same thing. I saw my heart rate go up to 140, and I realized like, that's not the ideal there, and a long ways to go. And this is the easy part of the trail. So,
yeah.
And I kind of knew that going in, and at least the easy part of the technical trail. I think there might have been some easy kilometers later on, but then it's like what round? When does it kind of start getting more technical? Like around 20 kilometers? What did Charlie say there?
Charlie said 20. I'd say for sure after the out and back to that first out and back, the first aid station.
Yeah.
It started getting a little stupid there at 20, I'd say.
Yeah, no, and this is all new trail to me. I've never done this before, and I'm at every point I'm surprised at how hard this trail is. Like, knowing that this is the easy part and there's a harder part to come is like, and then the hard part was like, I was unreal how like I couldn't find my stride. Like it's a hard trail, and it's like I don't have the path to the level path. Like I can handle elevation gain and all that, but it's like I need the level path for my stabilizers to work. And it was just relentless, like going from, we're jumping a little bit ahead here, but like
that's okay.
Between 20 and 50 kilometers, there's nothing there that's level.
There was no easy. Charlie said there was a couple easy ones. I don't remember them if there were.
Yeah.
Like the whole thing is like, and I'm trying to understand this to people. Like every step is a different elevation. Every step, pretty much, is either up or down, side, camber, rock, something like that. You're navigating.
Yeah, exactly. Either a side slope on the granite or the rocks that you're trying to dodge, the tree roots. It's like it's just relentless, and this is what the kind of created a bit of a shock for my system here, that I'm not used to this terrain, and I've done trail running before, but I've done trail running where there's an actual path. And
I almost wouldn't call that trail running, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's different. That's closer to road running, wouldn't you say?
Yeah. And like, even in the mountains or the East Coast, like I do the trail running, and it's like, this is beautiful, going the elevation jogs or runs. And it's like, but it's hard because it's uphill. But this is, this is hard for a very different reason, and one I was not underprepared for sure.
Yeah, like I've done trail running there, like, PI, I ran on a trail. Well, is it really trail running? It's much, much closer to road running than what I did yesterday. Like, this is way closer to, like, I don't know, orienteering or hiking, or I don't know what the word would be, but it's not running. Like,
yeah,
maybe for some, but not for us.
Yeah, for sure. PI is pretty flat. It's more like Manitoba in many ways. But like Cape Breton has some elevation, and then Rockies has, definitely lots of elevation. Relentless climbs, but it's like you can find your footing, and I think like after like Charlie talked about Bear Lake a little bit, and I was like, I was startled at how hard this course is on the wet granite, and the muddy trails, and I think we were talking about this briefly before, but it's like I was trying to avoid the wet spots. It's like that was in my head. That's why I needed to avoid this. I need dry feet. It's a long race. I need dry feet, and I was like, how do I get around this? And I'm trying to navigate the muddy trails, and it's just like there's nowhere to hide. You have to go through. And Charlie I guess knew that and took the right approach there, right? But I did not know.
And if you're dodging, now you're doing way longer path around, and you end up getting as wet probably.
Yeah. So, and in the end, it wasn't like as bad, right? Like I was a little bit surprised. Yeah, you have like you can squishy feet for a few steps, and then it seems to not like, okay, this is not as bad as I thought it would be, and your feet are wet, but they're not blistering as much as I thought they would, and so yeah, no, I think there might be a couple of things I do different with the feet, or maybe the socks. I don't know if we talked about the socks. Like go
ahead.
But I mean, I'm just using my normal running socks, and maybe there's different materials.
Holy smokes, Todd!
Yeah.
Like I bought those. So shout out to Louis Cormier if you're listening. I texted him this week and I said, "What do I need here?" He says, "Merino wool socks." And I was like, "I've never heard of that." He says, "Trust me, just go and buy them." So I went to Mountain Equipment Co-op. I texted you boys. I said, "Hey, I'm buying some." These things, I felt no wetness whatsoever in my foot. I don't know how that's possible. I'm stepping in calf deep water for 6 kilometers, and I walked out of there dry. I don't know how it's possible. So for me, it was night and day compared to last year.
Yeah, so I think that's one thing I might have switched up, but even then, it wasn't as bad. Like I should have just gone through the mud and just like, this is just part of it, the experience. Like it. But I kind of wish that I just knew that in advance, just mentally prepared. And this morning, speaking the day after the race now, but it's like I kind of I think after the race is I kind of felt like, why do I do this? Like I don't want to do this. And the day after, my mind starts shifting again, and it's like, oh, actually, I think I do want to try this again.
Already you switched. Already
it's happened very quickly, and I'm not sure why that is, but anyway.
Why? Okay, no. Let's address that real quick.
Yeah, I'm probably jumping a little bit ahead though. Let me finish.
Okay.
But so we get to Bear Lake and we come back.
Bear Lake is kind of 32 to 38. It's a 3 kilometer out and back.
Yeah, and my stabilizers are starting to crumble.
Did I see you there? You must have fallen behind, because were you ahead or behind Charlie?
Well, at the end of Bear Lake, we saw each other crossing back.
Okay.
You're coming on the way back, and I'm on the way out.
Oh yeah, you were only 1 kilometer behind me. You were right behind me.
Not too far behind. Yeah, no, I was doing. I think I was doing okay up to that point, but I was starting to deteriorate, and I know you sent me a word of encouragement that there's a better trail up ahead, and actually it's quite a long ways up ahead.
I was just trying to think, what does Todd need to hear right now? Oh yeah, we stopped. I stopped, and I was like, Todd, it gets better. I promise you. What did I say? Kilometer 53 or 52.
Yeah, but that's another half marathon to go before it gets better. So on the stupid trail, I was like, this half marathon is not an hour and a half.
That's the hardest half marathon on the planet.
It's not an hour and a half marathon. No. This is a 3-hour half marathon. So
best case.
Oh yeah, it actually was slower than that.
Yeah, it was probably closer to 3.5.
Yeah, I didn't look at the time too closely after a certain point, but yeah, and I think I was starting to feel coming back from Bear Lake, and then you get onto that, what was that other trail going back on the way to...
I think it's the Trans-Canada Trail, right, to McGillivray Falls?
On the way to McGillivray Falls, and I just I couldn't find my footing. I take, have short jog spurts, but mostly walking, and I was finding my knee was hurting on just every step, especially the incline steps. I couldn't climb, and I couldn't put a weight on my knee, and it's I could walk on it kind of if it's level ground, but it hurt to climb, and it hurt to run, and while there's all kinds of parts of my body that were hurting, it's that was the one part that's I couldn't ignore that part, and it was definitely going to limit my outcome for the day. So on the way to McGillivray Falls, I'm thinking, okay, maybe if I get to McGillivray Falls, there's easier trail. Maybe I'll make it to Loma, right? And so that's kind of my goal. I kind of set on myself. I wasn't going to make the full 100. It's not in the cards.
Oh, you already knew at that point?
I think so, yeah. And it's
and that's usually the point where it's over.
Yeah, because I need that level. I needed that level ground to make a decision, but it's so far away, and I'm deteriorating, waiting for that level ground to happen. My stabilizers are just my knee is overworked, and it's not used to this grind, and different parts of my hips and my quads, my hamstrings, like they're all tightening up, and it's getting hard to move. But yeah, and the knee was a big limiting factor, and it's like I need level ground so I can rest this to reduce the impact, but it just never came. And that's the hard part about this course, that kilometers 20 to 50, it's like you don't get a break, and it destroyed me. So
you and everyone else out there yesterday, there was carnage. Like, there was so many DNFs.
Yeah, and people, I mean, with wet granite, people were slipping and falling, and it's like a friend of mine was like withdrew with me at the 50K mark. He had a crash and ran a little bit, but just couldn't make it through. The inflammation in his knee was just too burdensome to keep going. But
Joel also, and Alain Fodor, and those guys also had knee issues and had to pull out. I think it's like a combination of the conditions and the wetness makes that the climbing and the going down is way harder, which makes injuries, niggles, inflame. And all of a sudden everyone's dealing with something. Like, everyone was dealing with something on the trail yesterday. I was talking to everyone. They were all dealing. Everyone's like, this knee thing. I don't know, man. Like, everyone.
Yeah, no, and you were telling me about your knee too, Rob, right? Like, and that's before I even felt my knee. It's like it just ended up, and I was the one ending up pulling out because of it.
Where were you there when we climbed that? Okay, right before the 16. Right when we're going out to that aid station there, the first one. You know, you go through that, it's kind of a valley, and then you pop up, and there's that granite cliff you have to climb.
Yeah.
Do you recall that? Like a cliff wall, a sheer wall you cannot climb. You have to. I tried to shortcut it, and I felt it kind of just. I felt something like a moment in the knee there, and I was like, uh-oh. So I kind of let everyone go by, and it wasn't great. That's when I saw you not too long after, right? Well, actually, we ran it together after that, I think.
Yeah.
But it was, I was worried for sure. I was like, oh, thank God there's only 85 kilometers left.
I think you were a little bit ahead of me going into that aid station. Can't remember if you were still there when I got there, but yeah.
I think we were there together, weren't we?
Yeah, but I think you were starting to
slow down.
You started to head off ahead of me before that station, I think. So yeah, okay. So we didn't do that climb together, but I kind of remember that climb. It's like, how much of this is there going to be?
Which seems weird. Like, you're doing a climb, like a rock, like, you go to Flying Squirrel or one of these places where you pay $35 to climb with your kids, and you're doing climbs there. But I don't know, you wouldn't expect to do it in a race, right? It's a little different.
Yeah, I know. Like, the Flying Acorn was, it's a runnable trail, and that's what I like. The one race I've done on the trails is about 21K, and trails, like a good amount of elevation gain, but it was runnable trail, right? And that's what I'm adapted to, is partially at least. So this 20 to 50K again, like the stabilizers, just like it wasn't. If it felt it was spread out through the course, like here and there, like he can go back and forth, and I feel like maybe I could have managed that better or kept going there, but it was just a little bit too much for me for that day, for my level of training for that terrain. It's like, so if I come back to this race in a year from now or whenever, then I need to think about that. Like, I need to make changes in my training to spend more time on these types of trails and strengthen my ankles. Like, I talked about my knee, but it's also my ankles that were like, they're hurting, my feet are hurting. And it's like, it's totally different than road racing, where I can put on our super foams, and it's just like, you almost don't, it's like super squishy feel, and you almost hardly feel your feet.
You're floating. You're just floating across the pave.
And it's just like entirely cardio effort. And like, this is like totally different system, right? It's not cardio that was stressed in the end of the day. It was, maybe I would have felt it later on if I continued, but it was like, my cardio was fine. Heart rate was fine. It's just like the grind of the trail was like too much for me.
The grind, that is definitely that's what it felt like. Just this grinding feeling that you're looking at your watch like, you gotta be kidding me. That was only 0.2 kilometers. Like, I definitely shattered the record for most watch looks in a single race. This race for me, I looked at my watch a lot. So okay, you're realizing you might not make it kind of after Bear Lake. then what? Like, what are you doing after that?
Yeah, no, I think by the time I got to the falls, like I was pretty much settled that I was not going to keep going. I was just like the knee was getting progressively worse, and it just like I couldn't, even with walking, it just like it wasn't getting better, and it's like there's another 50K to go. Like that's not realistic on this knee, and I kind of like I still want to be a runner. After the day, right?
Yeah, you made a logical, analytical decision. It wasn't an emotional one.
No. And I think I don't know. Like I haven't been in this situation, right? Like where like putting myself through that mental battle. Like maybe in earlier marathons I did, but like this is entirely different battle. Entirely different battle. I haven't been in this position before, so yeah. Like I think I still had more mental grind left in me. I think. And it's the 50K, but it just wasn't a wise decision to grind out the knee when it was like it's going to make it worse, and it's going to take recovery a long time, and it's like for what purpose? Like it's like I don't know, but I did have like a little bit of like feeling of left out at the like when we're out in the dark when you're finishing, Rob.
In the dark.
But sorry, I'm kind of spoiling. Foreshadowing here, but yeah, I was seeing people seeing the finishers at night, and like I was like, oh man, I wish I could be there. And yeah, forget the fact that it was like however many hours, but like even those who are finishing closer to midnight, like it's like you got to the finish line, you finished a 100K race. This is amazing, and I wish I would have had that feeling, but for another time, I guess, right?
Yeah. On that point of, I just want to talk about this briefly. The quitting and pushing through, like thinking of quitting and pushing through. There's a difference, in my opinion, between this is hard, I want to quit, versus I might wreck my knee here if I don't pull out, right? And those are two totally different things. So, you know, I sense that you're feeling a little bit down on yourself for quitting, but I don't think those are the same thing. Like, I don't think you're a quitter if that's what you're. Like, you're not a quitter, Todd. You had an injury on a 100K race that was very, very, very difficult.
Yeah, no, I think I feel like I'm in a positive mindset right now, so I'm not feeling. I mean, that's one thing that's like I wish I had that finish line feeling. That's the one thing I'm missing, right? But I didn't have a way to get there. I couldn't do it that day. I knew that, and so I'm fine in accepting that. And I had to do this to find out, right? Like I don't know. I don't know what this race is until you do it. And like now I know, and it's like now I know what it is. If I want to do it again, like this is something I want to train for.
Is it?
I don't know yet, but it might be. I have to make decisions. It's like I don't know what I'm going to do next. What's my next race? Like I don't know at this stage, but got a couple of things on the calendar, but I'll skip that for now.
No. You want to talk about that real quick? You and I chatted about that last night.
Yeah.
Do you want to address that? Like this whole feeling of like when you're doing a marathon build, you're clear, you know, you're focused, you're determined, you know what you have to do every day, and then you're done the marathon and you're you and I are alike in this. It's like and Jayla's like this too. I saw her at the finish line yesterday. We're a little lost, right?
Yeah. So like since the Chicago Marathon, there's like one thing to focus on, and that was Boston. And everything I did for training was building myself to be ready for Boston, right? And that's like, and it was a grind in the sense that was happening in the winter. It's like an off season for running, and it's like you have to do all this work on the treadmill, but you had the structure, you had the plan, you executed the plan, and it was like I just love that. But when you don't have a plan, you don't have like a structure, it's hard to, or like an A goal, like you're building towards something, and it's hard to know. Like, what do you do next? Like, should I take another rest day? What should I do with my recovery? Should I do the Charlie's, what did he call it? This February, like the month off or whatever.
The dry February from running?
Do I need one of those?
We might both need one of those. I don't know, Todd.
So,
you can't do it now, though.
I kind of, well, I mean, before this race, I was kind of in that mode, right? Where I am doing light running only since, I guess I did Winnipeg Police Service half marathon. I did one hard effort between.
But even
Boston
that, you knew you weren't going to beat your time because you were coming off, you hadn't recovered, you hadn't tapered. Like, it wasn't going to be, like, it wasn't an A race, right?
No. I think I had some hopes for WPS because I know my personal best came 2 2 weeks after a marathon. So you have that marathon build, you have that fitness, and if you get the recovery in time, it's not bad timing to do a half marathon. But I didn't have the recovery from Boston.
Dude, you should come to Berlin. You should get a bib. They're affordable. Through the travel, I could probably get you a connection. I know a guy. And then you'd have a nice, crisp fall marathon to look forward to.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, it's just an idea. So what is the rest of your calendar look like this year?
I think I got 3 races lined up right now. Manitoba Marathon Relay. So last year I paced the Manitoba Marathon and I had a great time.
That is fun.
I wanted to do that again.
Yeah, that's fun. You didn't get in or what?
I was asked to do it again and I said no. But the reason I said no was because my 2 sons wanted to do the relay with me.
Okay. So the 3 of you?
The 3 of us.
So you're doing like 14K each?
My nephew. So the 4 of us, we did the Fargo. They did the Fargo half marathon last year. I did the Fargo marathon last year. So it was the 4 of us and one of the high school friends. So my kids are like 20, 18 years old, and nephews in that age range as well. And so we're going to do a relay, and we're all kind of reasonably fast. And the relay is not a very competitive event. So
you guys want to win it?
We might win it.
Okay.
But I don't. It's like sometimes our 3-hour relay race is good enough to win.
Okay, but you guys could run better than 3 hours in theory.
In theory, yeah.
Because your boys run, don't they?
They do run, and like if they're doing 8K, 10K, they can. In theory, we should all be running under 4-minute kilometers. Not everyone on the team will be able to do that, but I think on average we should be a 4-minute kilometer.
Aren't you excited that that's just going to be flat with no granite and no stumps and no roots and no water bogs?
Yeah.
It's going to be straight pavement.
Yeah.
Straight, flat pavement. It's going to be awesome. Okay, so that's your A race. Well, that's a mini A race, but so that's cool. Like, I think that is awesome that you're going to run with your family, but it's kind of like a 10, 15K effort, right?
Yeah, and it's not a structured plan. I don't have a build up toward it, and then there's Old Tom's a couple weeks later that I signed up for, and I think yesterday I was thinking, why am I doing Old Tom's? But I don't know. I'll have to rethink that. It's like how much time do I actually want to spend outside running? It's like, because I had no idea. I was like, I do 3 hour. You do a 3-hour marathon. That's 3 hours, but to be out there for 24 hours, that's kind of crazy, isn't it?
And Old Tom is going to be different than yesterday in that it's going to be more of the mental battle and not the physical.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you're not going to want to continue at some
It's
point.
not going to have the elevation profile or like the terrain profile of suffer.
But there will be suffering at Old Tom.
A different kind of suffering. So yeah, for sure.
Okay, so you got Old Tom, you got the Manitoba Relay, and then you got, what did you say? The third race?
The Flying Acorn again. So I did register for that one with Josiah, my oldest son. So he won the 10K event last year, and so yeah, I think he wants to go back there. It's kind of his distance, like the trail. He loves to trail run. He's fast on the downhills, and he's comfortable on the terrain. And
He clips it.
yeah, no, that's definitely, as a runner, that's where he feels most at home, is on the trails. So we'll go back there. I sign up for the half again, and so I don't know if it's an A race for me, but like I went last year and ran like a 2-hour half marathon on the trails. So it's a faster pace than I did yesterday for sure. But
Yeah, well, no, that's
5:50 pace.
that's
but,
apples and fish. You're comparing apples to fish.
Yeah.
You need to do a fall marathon, dude. You probably know this, but if you don't, I'm gonna tell you. I think you need to do a fall marathon because you're alive when you're building for one of those. I could see it in you. Those fall marathons are fun because you've built the base all summer and then you're just ready to go.
Yeah. So I guess Boston was I'd say a fairly successful run for me. Like it was get a PR, 3-hour, almost.
You got to go get your sub 3.
Almost 3-hour flat. I can.
What? What?
Hesitant, yeah. But we had not bad conditions in Boston, right? We had a bit of a tailwind.
Wait, what are you trying to say here? You're trying to say, how come you're smiling at me and nodding your head or shaking your head?
I feel, okay, forgetting like the difference between like 28 seconds faster. It's like, what's that? Okay, I can do that. But
Todd, you'll do that in your sleep. Shave 28 seconds in 5 months?
But otherwise, it feels like I go through the build again and get the same outcome. Or roughly, so even if I do 28 seconds faster, it's like what's the difference? Have I become a better marathoner in general, right? So it's like what am I and how do I become a better marathoner? Is there another step I need to take before going back to a marathon? Do I need to get faster at the 5K, at the 10K? You know, so it's like I'm running so close to threshold pace that it's like I don't have a lot of.
I think you definitely have to get faster at your 5 and 10K, and that's why I told you yesterday you should do a build for a 10K. Those are so fun. You do a summer build for a 10K, and you pick a 10K race in July or something, or early August, and then you do like an October-November marathon.
Yeah, so in that way, it's like I'm not going to marathon with like a roll the dice. Maybe I go sub 3, maybe I don't, right? But it's just like, let's go in with like if I come back to a marathon, maybe I should be thinking like not just the 259, but maybe a 257's in the cards, and then
That's how you have to do it. I agree. But I mean, okay, this whole concept of, I'm going to trim 30 seconds. Why am I doing this? Like, I'm trying to trim 1 second, like, off my marathon time. And we're getting older, and it's harder, and we're staying fit, and we're doing something we love, and we're chasing something, and we're getting a feeling of competitive spirits going and self-worth while we're doing our build. I don't know, man. Like, you're making me question why I run now. Come on, Todd.
No, I think I just need to, after Boston, I just needed a little bit of time to like process things, and I don't know if I've quite done the processing yet of like what do I.
Well, you have to go get sub 3 first.
But my first step was to get recovery. I need to get my body back into shape where I could start a build again, and I haven't quite gotten there yet. So, and there's still things I'm like niggles I'm working through, and it's like I need to get my body back, and then I can see then I feel once I get my body in shape and my. I'm done with this easy run mode of training or just trying to recover, and then I can make a proper decision at that point. It's like, where is my body at? What can I do? And but I'll get there soon enough. But then, but that's a part of the struggle with having these intermediate races. Suffer and Tom's is like they don't help you train for a marathon.
Yeah, but I mean they do at base, but. Like, Suffer is definitely not helping you, but Old Tom's will help you with a base, a ton of easy miles.
Yeah.
And you're, like, I don't know how long you think you'll go, but you're going to go less than you think you'll go. Sorry, Todd. I don't mean to blow your bubble here, but because they're so hard.
The backyard.
Yeah, but you're going to do a ton of miles, and that's going to be great for base. And then you're going to pull out, and then you're going to get ready for your marathon. Not your marathon, you're going to have time there to do, like, you're going to take probably 3 weeks off after that.
Yeah. So I still have to figure out what to do in September, October, right? So I haven't filled that part of my calendar out, and there's so many good options to choose from, like the local races in September. Like, it's like...
You could easily do, like, WFPS is when again? Late September?
Late October.
Oh, yeah, no, it's too late. Well, I think you want to do a marathon.
Rotary is September.
Rotary September. I think you want to do, like, a November marathon in the U.S. somewhere. Or I don't know, you go to the U.S. or not, but like international, or even Canadian. Find a nice Canadian marathon in November.
I don't know. Do you know any Canadian marathons?
Oh, I guarantee you there's some. I love this. Is one of the things I love doing is going online and looking at traveling and doing races. But this is a good discussion, Todd, and I'm glad you're sharing with us. And it's kind of been cool to just hang out with you the last couple of days here. So, man, just. I wish you the best in this journey of you. What is it not? Oh, yeah, this. Wish you the best in this journey of finding what you want to do. Any last words on the race, and then we'll get to my recap.
Oh, yeah. I think it was, I'm amazed by the ultra runners like that are out there and doing this. It's like, I have a new, I don't know. I'm inspired. I'm amazed by the accomplishments of so many runners yesterday. Like, they've gone through these tough conditions. It's like I can't believe they can do that. Like do 100 kilometers in this terrain. It's just unreal. So there's so many good runners in Manitoba. So, and the volunteers too. And it's like they spent a ton of effort getting this course ready. It's a long course. Like, how do you get this course ready? And then you have the big windstorm, and I mean, I don't know. It's so amazing that they able to get the courses in good shape as they could possibly get.
Yeah, like I think of the guy we had on the podcast last week, RG as I call him when I saw him on the trail. RG, who podiumed yesterday. Congratulations, Ryan Giuliano. What a day he had. Podium in a very, very tough field. Like there's a lot of international and Canadian runners that came to this race yesterday. The pace that he's going, him and I are both 3-hour marathoners. Right?
Yeah, that doesn't make sense. It's like he should be the equivalent.
Am I shitty or is he way better? Like who's above the bell curve there? He's way above the bell curve. I'm on the bell curve. Or what? Do you think that maybe I'm below? But he's so good. Like he's so good.
Yeah, no, he's really good at his craft. He's like, if I make an equivalent for a marathon runner, he's probably like a 2:35 marathon runner based on his skill level on the trails, right? So
yeah, I mean he lives out there and he makes it his A race, and he's probably to race that trail, I don't know, hundreds of times, but still he's busting through that. I saw him on the out and back. I saw him on the out and back to whatever. He was just flying. So I guess he wasn't taking it easy. That's for sure. Had a heck of a time. Congrats, RG Ryan Giuliano, podium. Maybe I'll give my summary here of my race. You'll feel free to ask me questions, Todd, as you see fit. But I was in a great frame of mind for this, and I talked about it in our pre-recording. I was not going to have any false expectations, or I wasn't going to set expectations. I talked yesterday about having one goal in the pre-episode, but I really kind of in the back of my mind had 3 goals. I had get a PR, which was somewhat important to me for some reason, just because I'm competitive, I guess. So that meant 13 hours and 37 minutes, I think. I also had the goal that we talked about in the pre-recording. I wanted to catch the 3rd period of the Canadians. So that meant basically having to be done by 8, which meant, or 8:30, let's say, so 14 and a half hours kind of thing. And then I had finish. So I quickly realized that the A goal was not happening because I knew early that the course conditions were way tougher. And I think you and I talked about that at some point early on, but I did the first 20K with you and I thought I was being very conservative. I did it way slower than last year. I don't know how much slower. I should double check my splits, but definitely was slower than last year. Got to that 20K or whatever it was, 18K piece. And I knew that the tough part was coming. So I was just not trying to, I just wanted to stay in my lane and just remember that I'm not those guys. Those guys are elite trail runners. I'm not them. So stop comparing, just be your person. And I don't know if you feel like this, but like when someone would pass me, I'd be like on the road race, if someone passes me, I write I pink shirt, white shoes, bib number 734, I'm going to pass you later. Like that's what I would do. But here I was like, hey, Rob, like just let it go. And all sorts of people were passing me, like older guys, younger guys, older ladies, younger ladies, everyone was passing me. So I was just, it was whatever. I ran a lot with Nat Sala, so I knew her from way back in the day, and I saw her here last year at the trail, and I didn't fully recognize her at first, but she did the 100 last year. You know what her time was last year?
Don't know.
She finished at 11:59:59.
Wow.
And the cutoff is midnight.
Oh, yeah, I remember that time, yeah.
She finished 1 second before the cutoff.
Was it really, was that a manipulator or was that an actual time?
I don't know exactly the details.
That's really cool. So it's like, maybe you knew that you're on the cusp and it's like you just, wait, how do you know how much distance you have?
I think she was saying it might have been close one way or the other, but she got her 11:59:59. So I ran with her for a period of time, and that's always fun when so after I left you at around 20 or so, is that fair?
Yeah.
I ran with her for a bit, and it was fun because we chatted about the old days, and I knew her back in high school kind of thing. So I haven't seen her in forever. So it was nice to chat with her. And just, it's still early on in the race. So you're still running with people up until probably McGillivray. And then when I got to Bear Lake, that stretch, I know we've covered it ad nauseum, but that's just an absurd stretch. So I had that injury. So I felt it in my knee. So I was like, okay, this is going to be a problem today. So every time I'd go up or down, I'd have to be extremely careful. I couldn't do it with the one leg. I had to do it with the other leg. So that slows you down, right? Because you got to line up your stride so that you're never going up or down. It was a lot. Anyways, I'm not complaining. I am complaining, but I'm not complaining. I saw Alain Fouadard. He looked wobbly. I saw him at Bear Lake. He was like limping, full out limping. And I was like, dude, what are you doing? He's like, I just got a 60-something more kilometers to go. I was like, you are not finishing this race, dude. I was like, stop this absurdness. No. He's like, okay, well, I'll just make it to McGillivray Falls. I'm like, that's a hard stretch. You're not. So I don't know what he did. I think he texted me after. He said, because I think he needed to hear that it was okay for him to pull out. Yeah. Sometimes someone just needs to hear that, right? So I told him, buddy, just ask someone here to give you a ride. And I think he did that, and he got a ride, and I think he went back. And then I saw Joel Taze, my personal trainer. So those guys were ahead of us. And then I saw him at right before McGillivray Falls, and we walked it into the aid station together. He was hurting too. He had a knee, so he pulled out at McGillivray Falls. That's the spot where Charlie got lost. Oh, so devastated. And I was just so excited leaving McGillivray Falls because I knew I had like 2 or 3 kilometers and then the trail was starting. I had this anxiety piece about not knowing what that East Falcon Lake trail was like. Like if I knew it was last year's course, I would have been like, all right, because I was in much, much better mental shape than last year. And I felt like I was in better physical shape because I took it slightly slower on the first half. Yeah. So I was like excited for the back half. I was like, all right, I'm going to do this. I'm going to crush this. So then we hit the trail at kilometer 53 there, and I'm running. I was like, I'm just going to run. I was running. I wasn't running as fast as Charlie, but I was doing, let's say, 640s, 650s, 640s when I was running. But every once in a while, there'd be a hill, and I would just walk up the hill. And I was just chipping away at the kilometers. I felt really good. So running, walking. So those ended up being 7:30s, I think, all in with the walking. 7:30s, 8s. Minute kilometers, that is. Made it to the Pirate aid station that Charlie talked about. What I would do for the aid station, so I don't know what you did for nutrition and hydration, but every aid station, I would drink a liter of Tailwind between each aid station, at least a liter of Tailwind. And I was counting, and I wanted to get at least 150 grams carbs every 2 hours. It's kind of my number that I was trying, because like I don't know if anyone here has ever done these long races. It's very easy to just forget to eat and just stop putting calories and carbs in your body, right? Because you're like, oh, it's been an hour all of a sudden, and like you haven't eaten. So I didn't do the timer method. Maybe I should have, but I just knew I would kind of identify what I had to eat. So I'd put like, okay, 3 fruit source bars, 4 gels, a granola bar, and let's say, a chocolate bar or something like that. And I'd say I have to eat this in the next 2 hours. So then if I get to the 2 hours and I hadn't finished it, I'd be like, oh, I better start crushing this. So that's how I approached it. And I think that saved me, because if you eat and drink, you're removing so many of the variables, right? You just give yourself a chance to keep going, right?
Right. And I while I did some pre-planning on it, I didn't have a very structured plan. And I felt like I didn't want to eat and drink, right? And it's like, and I probably didn't drink as much as I should have, or didn't eat as much as I should have. And like, we get to the aid stations, I don't know what I'm going to do there. Like, what I'm going to eat, and I'm making choices, right? Like, I don't have this all figured out in advance. And it's like, you kind of, it does kind of help to like put your mind at ease. It's like, this is what I'm going to do, and at this time, and then just do it, right? And I mean, I feel like in retrospect, like, the structure would help for sure.
Well, just the choices are tough. Like, just the mental exercise to just make a choice is a battle. Just to make a choice. It's like, oh my God, what am I going to eat? So if I can give one tip, and this is, I'm sure, an obvious tip to anyone who's doing their first ultra, is I don't know if you could do a rigid plan because it would probably fall apart pretty quick. And I've tried that in other races. But even if you could just commit to what you're going to eat for the next aid station. So I had my little running vest there, and I'd look at, okay, fruit source bars, those are 20. My gels are 25. A banana is this, a Snickers is this Rice Krispie cake is this. If you can eat all of this for the next aid station, then you're good. And that's what I did. And then I knew I had to eat that. And the problem was I thought I'd make it to the aid station in 2, but it'd take me 2.5, right? So then it would, I need to do 2 more gels. So that's what I did for nutrition, and it worked. And then if I got to the aid station and I hadn't drank my liter of Tailwind yet, well, I would crush it at the aid station.
Okay.
So then, you have to drink this. You can't not be drinking. So I did that. I do want to say when I was running that last stretch, running's a loose term because it wasn't running, from 40 to 53 there, the death stretch as I'll call it, it was, I was kind of debating quitting a little bit because this knee was really bothering me. It was really bothering me, and I was like, okay, don't let that thought creep into your mind. But it was really bothering me. I remember just thinking if I could just run. And then we talked about those easy Ks. I don't remember exactly where they are, but 46, maybe 45, 46. There's a couple hundred yards a few times where you could run. Well, when I would run, the pain would go away. If I could just run on a flat surface for a couple hundred meters, the pain would go away. So I was really optimistic that maybe all I need is flat surface.
Yeah, I know. I wish that would have come a little bit sooner for me. Just even 10K sooner. Just I think maybe there would have been something to get further along the race, but
just a little bit of optimism. Right?
Yeah. It just came too late for me.
Because you had already decided.
I wonder how your knee pain compared to mine.
Well, no. I mean, I had decided that if I was running on the flat start part and it wasn't going away, I'm not going to injure myself. I decided the same thing as you. I need to see positive signs here for it to be good. Otherwise, I'm not. I got to run across Nova Scotia in a month. I got to do 700 kilometers. I can't risk this. And you got all these races, and for what? I kept saying for what? For 100K in the bush? But I wanted the finish. So I'm doing this 53 there. We get on the trail, and I start running, and it went away. The pain went away in my knee. When I was running flat, it went away. When I would have to walk up the hills, it would come back. But when I was running flat, it went away. So I was like, I'll be okay. I think I'll be okay. So I kept doing my hydration, kept doing my nutrition. And the other thing that I would do on top of that, so I would do my 150 every 2 hours. And on top of that, at each aid station, I would just eat as much as I could in the 2 minutes I was there. Tater tots, pickles, chips. I was just stuffing my face as much as I could. I just didn't want to bonk. I did not want to even make, because I know I can digest. I have an iron stomach. I had 25 gels. I ended up having 25 gels. I ended up pickles and chips and variations of chocolate bars. And I just ate anything and everything for 16 hours, and my stomach, no problem. So I knew that I just needed to eat. So I kept jamming stuff down my trachea or esophagus. Trachea, I think it's the trachea. No, it's the esophagus. Kept jamming food down there and just stuffing every aid station. So what would 20 tater tots be for grams of carbs? That's got to be probably 150. I don't know, it's a lot. So I was definitely kind of above where I needed to be, but then I was drinking so much water and expending so little energy, sweating so little, that I had to pee. I probably took 30, 40 pees during the race, which is fine. I'm okay with that. Made it to 67 there, the Toniata station, where Charlie did not make it to. Sorry, Charlie. And then I was like, okay, 20K unsupported. You get 20K unsupported, and they were really warning us there at that aid station. The next 20K are tough. Just so you know, I believe it's 800 meters of vertical on 20 kilometers. So I'd kind of decided in my head, am I going to be able to do 10-minute Ks here? Like, I don't even know. So, okay, this is 3 hours, I'd said in my head.
Yeah.
Slightly below. Like,
There's probably like a 10K stretch like I hadn't done like in my training run, right? That the week before, right?
did you do it? You did it?
I did part of it, that east side. And so I had like 500 meters elevation gain on my Strava or Garmin, right? So I think I got a bunch of it, but the 800 meters I didn't. I think there's another stretch that was further out west on that east side trail that I didn't get to. Right?
It was divided in two chunks, like 12 and 7, I think. The first 12, I'll define it as, well, you did that one probably. I liked that trail. I actually really enjoyed it. I was not miserable at all, because you know what happened? I realized I'm fine with elevation. I'm not fine with technical.
Exactly, yeah.
I can run on a gravel path till the cows come home. And did I talk about this already? How like all I had to do was run? Like
for the pain, yeah.
No, I mean like for there was no decision, because I was in good enough shape still that if it was downhill or flat, I was running. If it was uphill, I was walking. Like there was no decision to be made anymore. Like, because it was very windy, up, down, and I actually really enjoyed that part because I was in a good frame of mind. I'm chipping away. Now I know I'm gonna finish. I'm getting to like, I'm in the 70s now or whatever. So like, yeah, I'm gonna finish. It might be all night, but I'm gonna finish. And I enjoyed the fact that I didn't have a choice to make. I couldn't run the uphills, so I didn't have a choice. I was walking the uphills. I was flat. I was running the flats and running the downhills. And I actually love that little stretch. It was hard. The vertical was hard, but for me, it was way easier than the granite. So, I mean, I think if you and Charlie would have made it there, I think you guys would have also enjoyed it because you're runners like me.
Oh, I would have loved that stretch, I think. But, yeah, I mean, I'm not sure how my legs would have felt, and maybe it would have felt different for me. But I remember doing the week before, and it's like, this is just a beautiful terrain here, and the path is perfect. And
you turn a corner, and you're like, where are we right now?
Yeah, I know.
You're like, this is not Manitoba. Are we in Manitoba? Like, it does not feel like it's so beautiful. Yeah. Like, overlooking that lake.
I know. Bear Lake there. I just can't believe the elevation changes. Like this looks more like BC, right? Like it's like does not look like Manitoba at all.
I honestly didn't know that we had that. Like I really did not know that we had that inside our borders here.
Yeah, no, that was special there, and it's like, yeah, I want to go back there maybe with less muddy trails, just to take the family on a hike. And
I think if you're not miserable through it, it would probably be super fun.
Yeah.
Because it's clean, it's clear, it's great, it's very wide, it's a wide trail, and you're seeing all these lookout spots all the time. I loved it, and I'm so glad I was in a good frame of mind because it would have been easy to not love it, but I loved it, and the kilometers were chipping away, and I wasn't feeling pain anymore. Yeah. So like when you're not feeling pain, who cares if it's a 9-minute kilometer, right?
Yeah, and I wanted to take it in, but it's like when you're running on this terrain, you have to keep your eyes on your feet, right? You can't look up.
That's the other thing. It's a total change in frame of mind. You go from like trail running, like you have to focus every foot, every stride on the ground in front of you. It's a mental battle, the first 50K, to now you're head up, chin up. You're looking at the beautiful scenery. You're looking at the trees, the lake, all these lookouts. It's like a reward for suffering through that first 52 kilometers. Yeah, so I did that. I kept going. I felt good. I didn't really care what my time was. And then I remembered that I had from 87, from 76 or 7 to, from 80 to 87, that was a new stretch that I didn't know. They had told me it was called the Pine Ridge or Pine.
Oh yeah, that's a tough trail.
Did you do that one?
Well, wasn't that long though, or at least the part I did wasn't very long. Maybe a couple kilometers.
Yeah, so I thought in my head, the girl told me it's Pine Ridge is 6K to the resort. So I thought 6K. Okay, 6K. No big deal. I can do that. And once I'm at the resort, I know that last loop, that 13K. I know it. So I know, worst case, I walk that whole thing. I told myself. So I start doing the Pine Ridge Trail right straight. Like this is, I'd say it'd be like kilometer 47 there. It was just nasty. You're climbing, hands on rocks. You're just It was nasty. And I remember thinking, okay, these are going to be like 18-minute kilometers times 6. This will take me 2 hours to do like this little stretch here. And then I'm starting to worry about the cutoff because now I felt my knee again. Yeah. Turns out, though, it was only like 1 or 2 kilometers. I'd say maybe 2 kilometers. So it still took me like a half hour, but I tweaked my knee again. So now I had like 15K left, 16K left. I'm on the trail. I'm running. You're running on a road now, like an ATV road/road. I have 4K left to get to the resort. And then once I'm at the resort, it's 13K. So all I have left is 17K. And I start running, like, okay, thank God, at least I can run. I start running, and I couldn't run. Every stride was the stabbing, shearing pain up the knee. I could walk, but I couldn't run. So that's when I texted, or I don't know if I texted you, but that's when I decided, okay, I'll give it a break. I'll give it like a 4 kilometer. I'll walk this 4K into the resort, see what happens here, see if it rests and recovers. Because I could walk and it wasn't stabbing. So I walked to the resort, and then I had 13K left. And I remember that first 6K was straight up I knew I wasn't running that. So I walked that, and I thought, okay, can I run the last 6K? Because it's smooth. The last 6K is kind of your victory lap. It's smooth, it's downhill. You've walked all the way up to the top. Now you're running down on a nice road, and I couldn't walk. It was so painful. So I was like, whatever, it's 6K. So I texted you, I'm like, I'm just walking it in. And I really enjoyed my last 6K and loved my finish and crossed that finish line in the dark. 15 hours and 48 minutes or something like that, which is an obscenely long time to be out there. I wish I would have had a headlamp, though, that last hour in the dark, because I didn't really remember where I was supposed to turn, and you couldn't see a flag. It was pitch dark. So, I mean, anyways, that's on me. And I saw Greg Penner after, and he's like, as race director, I should have not let you go out there without a headlamp. I was like, yeah, sorry, Greg. Shout out to Greg, though. Greg Penner, Christian, their whole group for putting this race on. Like, at first I thought during the tough parts there, I thought, what am I going to say on this podcast? Am I going to rip this race to shreds because it's so hard? And I thought, no, that's kind of what they're trying to do, right?
Yeah.
They're trying to make it a tough race.
It's a tough race, and the people who train for these races are finding adaptations that are useful out there, right? And it's like, we have to learn that.
So I think if we're kind of measuring, if you want to do like a measuring stick of this type of athleticism, trail running at its finest,
yeah,
it's a pretty good measuring stick, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, for sure. And it's just like, again, the challenge of the stabilizers, like, this is like totally foreign to me. It's like climbing a mountain or whatever, like scaling vertical. It's like, this is not something I'm training for, right? So like, you have to, there's definitely different adaptations that you need to expand your vocabulary, your repertoire here, right? That to be successful on these trails. But it's still like, even knowing that, like, it's still unreal what pace they can do.
It's unbelievable
on the technical trails. Like, what are they doing sub 5 minute kilometers? Like, that doesn't make sense.
I don't understand. I just don't get it. And I know that the trail runners are listening to us right now, and they're rolling their eyes at us, and they're thinking, these poor road runners, they don't know anything about. And that's what we're doing right now. We stopped by the side of the road just now, and there was a guy, and he was selling pies, and we asked, any chance you guys have any humble pie? Because I'd love to eat an entire humble pie right now, because that's what I'm doing on this episode. You guys are phenomenal athletes. I did it last year, and I thought I knew what I was getting into again this year, and I did. Like, I was in a good frame of mind. But this race is not for the faint of heart. This race is not for you weekend casual road runner who does a couple marathons a year and wants to go out and test yourself. Like, it's not. It's not for, like, you have to go out and train in this. You can finish, maybe, like me, and it's going to be a long, difficult day. Or you might get a Todd experience, or a Charlie experience, or an Alain experience, or a Joel experience, or any of those experiences where all the people who DNF'd, right? There's a ton of people who DNF'd, and I'm not saying they weren't ready. I'm just saying the conditions were hard. So if you're not ready, you're really limiting your likelihood of success. So good on them for putting on a very, very, very tough challenge. The fact that it rained for the whole morning didn't help. No. Like that added.
Yeah, I think I underestimated what that was, how much of a difference that made. Like the temperature was fine, like right, like you could adapt to that, but it's like you weren't too cold or whatever. But it's just like I think it stretched your stabilizers even more, right? Like the slippery surfaces, like you had
every step has to be that much more secured because it's wet.
Yeah.
So that means you're focusing way more on every step. And maybe for Ryan Giuliano, for my buddy RG, it doesn't matter because he's so strong. But for us, it mattered.
Yeah.
So the rain for the whole morning didn't help for sure. Positives. Okay, negatives. I mean, that was a long, long day, and hopefully I didn't injure myself. The knee feels pretty wonky this morning, but whatever. We'll see. I'm sure it'll be fine. Took me all day. But there's a lot of positives out of this. Positives, the shoes. I mentioned it already. I'm so pumped about those shoes and those socks. I know now that I can run in any amount of water. Mentally, I was strong. I'm pleased with that. Very happy that I kept a strong frame of mind the whole time. I never wavered. Like I was. Thank you to Louis Carmier. I mentioned him twice, but he told me a line a while back. It was, you just play the hand you're dealt today. Don't worry about the hand. Don't worry about what's happened in the past and the deck of cards you think you should have had. You play the hand you're dealt today. What hand did I have yesterday? Well, we had a wet, soggy course. Yeah, you definitely don't want rain if you're in like a boggy area, right? Like it's like, so I played the hand I was dealt with, and I finished. And it just puts into perspective how strong my time was last year. To be clear, I think the course was at least 2 to 2.5 hours slower. I think if I could have not been injured, I would have trimmed an hour for sure on the back part there. But 15 hours and 40 minutes is nothing to sneeze at. I did well on this course. So there was a lady, I saw her at a few of the out and backs. I heard her story. She was like an hour behind me, so an hour and a half behind me. I'm hoping she finished. She has never done an ultra of any kind. And she wanted to do something. She signed up for the 50, but it was sold out, so she signed up for the 100.
Yeah.
And I don't know if she finished. I hope she did. But these stories they're inspiring, and there's a lot of inspiring stories out there. Volunteers, you guys have all said it. I'm going to say it again. I'd walk up to the aid stations. They're smiling. They know exactly what we need. We need to see smiling human contact. And they're taking your thing, your tailwind. They're filling them up, food, positive spirit. So big thanks to them.
Yeah, thank you too. Like they definitely cheer you up there at the aid stations. Like you have a vibe there, a community, and it's they seem excited to serve, right? And they're out there for how many hours? Like, and I don't know, it's unreal. So thank you so much to everyone who helped with the race.
I'm going to finish with this thought that I had yesterday after I finished, and I spoke to Jayla, who's one of the fastest female runners in the province, I believe. She's fast right now, really fast. Anyways, she was volunteering, and I asked her, would you ever want to do any of this? And she's like, no, Rob, I've tried trail running. I really want to love trail running, but one, I'm not good at it, and two, like, I really, really love road running, and I love marathon training, and I love marathon builds, and I'm going to keep doing what I love doing. And it just kind of got me thinking, what do I want to do here? Do I want to come suffer again? And it's tough to decide the day after your race. I don't know. Like, I love marathons so much, and I'm good at marathons. I'm clearly not good at this, Todd. Like, I'm not good at this, obviously. 16 hours, like 15 hours and 40 minutes. I'm like, Ryan Giuliano and I are both sub 3 hour marathoners. He podiumed. I didn't. So I don't know what I'm going to do with this whole trail running. I've been trying to get into trail running. I've been doing my best to try to like it, but there's something like, for a guy who does so many miles on the treadmill, probably a sign that I'm not a trail runner. I don't know. So I got to decide what I'm going to do with that. For now, I entered the lottery in the Cocodona 250. Oh my God, what am I thinking? That's 250 miles, Todd.
Miles?
Yeah. What am I thinking? What am I thinking? Like that's, oh my God. I think it's like mostly trail, like crushed gravel trail or whatever. I don't think it's, I don't know, man. I'm kind of hoping I don't get selected now because then I can't go run it. I was thinking about that yesterday on the trail. Anyways, I'm glad I finished. Thank you for the support. And we will end it here. Sorry for the really long episode, but I feel like there was a lot to cover. And thank you guys for tuning in. I wish you good luck with all your trails. If you're a road runner and you're debating, reach out to me. Feel free to DM me or comment below. If you're a trail runner and you want to laugh at us, feel free to do so. Feel free to comment how you love seeing road runners fail at trail running. We get it. And if you're anyone in between or you're just a fan, we appreciate you. Take a sec to give us a 5-star review. It does help us grow the podcast. And I think in this case, I can definitely say more miles, less pace, right, Todd?
Yeah. And to those trail runners, I know they don't look down on me when I tell them how much I failed. They just like, yeah. It's such a supportive community, I think, right? Like those trail runners, like they're
the opposite of road runners.
Yeah,
they're so chill.
It's such a like a cohesive community. They want each other to succeed, and they're like going to help you out, and they're going to give you tips, and it's like they totally understand where you're coming from, I think. So yeah. So thank you to everyone who's like all the trail runners who give me advice and like help me out with like getting prepped for this race, and like, you know, just tell me how, like, what made a difference for you. And it's like that's all helpful, and thank you so much. We've got lots to learn yet.
Yeah, for sure. I think Charlie was saying if you wanted to treat this as your A race, you would go every weekend and you'd run 20, 30K of that trail on the Sunday, and, you know, 5 or 10 of it on the Saturday, and you would just get good at it nonstop for like 2-3 months. You would just go every single weekend, just run that trail. And do I want to do that? Probably not. But those guys are doing it. So, okay, well, thank you guys. We'll wrap that up. And remember, in your training and definitely on the trail, more miles, less pace. Let's go. Suffer on the Centennial. It's in the books. 100K. Check it off the list.